What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you up to date here with everything. And also, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. In this video, we're going to talk about the $2,000 stimulus checks. In fact, there's a couple different ones we're going to talk about here in this video. And we're going to talk about the rising food prices because, well, they're getting out of control. Check this out. Yeah, in fact, here's one of the latest. Supermarkets are limiting the amount of cooking oil people can buy as the Ukraine war leads to shortages and surging prices. And this is just the latest in the supply chain issues. So now cooking oil may be the latest in the, remember the toilet paper debacle where you couldn't buy toilet paper sometimes? We might see that now here with cooking oil. Yeah, can you believe it? Yeah, and you can see some pictures here of cooking oil shortages as many retailers have started to introduce limits on cooking oil in recent weeks. And they're limiting how much cooking oil shoppers can buy because the Ukraine war has led to shortages, multiple reports say. And the country of Indonesia, the world's biggest palm oil supplier, has imposed a partial export ban this week on the key cooking oil ingredient RBD, palm oil. And UK supermarket Tesco is introducing a 3-bottle limit, while Morrison's told Insider it has a max cap of 2 bottles of cooking oil. And this is going on all around the world, apparently. Quote, these are all unintended consequences of the war in Ukraine that is affecting supermarkets. You can see here the war in Ukraine is having catastrophic effects on global food supply prices, says a U.S. aid administrator. She blamed it squarely on Putin's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, saying that food prices have risen 34% compared to this time last year, Powers said, aided substantially and again by this invasion. President Biden asked Congress to consider supplying Ukraine with $33 billion aid package and $3 billion for humanitarian and food security funding, saying, quote, we've gone to Congress asking for a substantial increase in humanitarian aid to be able to meet those needs. But we're also active, of course, in more than 80 countries around the world. We're working with farmers to also increase their production so that you actually have more supply brought to the market. But we really need to do this financial support from Congress to be able to meet emergency food needs, so we don't see the cascading deadly effects of Russia's war extend into Africa and beyond. This comes as more and more products are at or near record prices. Corn and soybeans near record prices as well push food costs higher. We're starting to see this all across the board, as well as eggs and a bird flu. As you can see here, bald eagles are dying. Egg prices are rising. A bird flu has spread to more than 30 states. A highly contagious bird flu has driven up egg and poultry prices. But they say here, but it does not pose a health threat to people. However, just here breaking news in Colorado, a Colorado inmate has become the first person in the U.S. to now test positive for the bird flu. The infection comes amid the worst outbreak of the virus in 7 years. The CDC says the health risk to general public remains low, but it has now spread to at least the first person. So we will have to see um, what happens with that. Yeah, so that's the problem here is there's a lot of different things going on. There's a lot of supply chain issues going on. China's got their whole lockdown virus issue going on, and that's going to present a lot of supply chain issues and shipping issues with everything that they ship over here. So that's going to probably raise a lot of shipping rates and inflation even more so with anything coming from over there. And this bird flu issue, the problem is viruses happen all the time. You look back at all these H1N1 and bird flus and all the viruses we've had in the past, Ebola, and, just the Spanish flu and all these viruses we've had in the past. It's just they're never ending. They're never ending. You know, it's just unfortunately it's a part of life. So we just kind of try to do the best we can. Modern medicine, we hope that they do the best we can, and you know, right? Wash your hands and stay away from sick people, right? I guess. Meanwhile, a lot of states are reducing sales tax or grocery taxes. Here's the latest. I've been trying to cover as many of these as I come across here as well during our daily research to share with you guys. The state of Tennessee actually just passed this. Millions of Americans to pay less at grocery stores as governor's bill ditching sales tax passes. Yeah, let me zoom this in here. Millions of Americans in Tennessee will soon be paying less for their essentials after a bill temporarily eliminating a grocery sales tax has passed. The just approved legislation, which was proposed by Republican Governor Bill Lee, gives residents a 30-day grocery tax holiday. It is set to take effect this August. This August. So this will be for grocery taxes. So hey, you'll be able to save some money on groceries, which are at an all-time high, not just in the US, but actually globally around the entire world. Currently, the Tennessee state tax on food items not served as ready-to-eat meals is 4%. However, some local governments tack on additional taxes. The proposal comes as Americans across the country have been hit by skyrocketing costs due to spiking inflation that's already at a 40-year high. Lee said the plan was aimed at providing direct financial relief to residents, saying our state has the ability to put dollars back in the pockets of hardworking Tennesseans, and I thank members of the General Assembly for their continued partnership in maintaining our fiscally conservative approach. Reaction to the passage of the legislature was swift. One resident, though, said she was happy about the price break, but said it doesn't go far enough. I think this will be very beneficial to everyone, especially those who don't make much money from their job. But 30 days is just not enough time, in my opinion. Calhoun said the suspension is coming too late, while other shoppers said that a 1-month tax holiday barely scratches the surface. Still, while they believe more can be done, they say they'll take what they can get for now. Also, a couple $2,000 stimulus check updates. There's a couple different ones here. On the $2,000 petition for national checks, the petition is at 3,042,000 signatures. Yeah, this is a lot of signatures. I believe this is one of the highest signatures petitions ever. And they have sent this over to Congress. And like I said, I don't know of any other petitions that have ever reached this many signatures. $2,000 per month for every American. Hashtag money for the people because of the virus and because of the pandemic. It says here, our country is still deeply struggling. The recovery hasn't reached many Americans. The true unemployment rate for low wage workers is estimated at over 20%, and many people face large debts from last year for things like utilities, rent, and childcare. These are all reasons that checks need to be targeted to people who are still struggling, that Congress needs to learn from this past year. It took Congress 9 months to send out the second stimulus check and just moments to spend it. Moving forward, Congress needs to make recurring checks automatic if certain triggers are met. No more waiting around for our government to send the help we need. Sign to join our movement to get recurring checks to the people. And I totally agree with this. I'll come back to this here in a minute. There is also a $2,000 stimulus check coming from, or that wants to come from, the Pennsylvania governor here as well. You can see here, stimulus check update, how some families stand to receive $2,000 checks. You could see here, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf, a Democrat, this week, I think it's like last week now, called for 2,000. Well, actually, I think he's renewed the call, so I think that's what they mean. Called for $2,000 stimulus checks this week to be called out to be sent to many state residents. Quote, in Governor Wolf's proposed PA Opportunity Program, $500 million in ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act, that's the third stimulus check package, where all states got billions of dollars, would provide direct payments of up to $2,000 checks for Pennsylvania households with an income of $80,000 or less. So this is coming directly from the Pennsylvania governor. He wants to send out $2,000 stimulus checks to Pennsylvania households with an income of $80,000 or less. The program aims to help people still recovering economically from the pandemic or support them with covering pandemic-related costs and managing the current everyday increasing costs of living. A Thursday press release on the governor's website explained. While the proposal may sound appealing to many families and individuals in Pennsylvania, it's unclear whether Governor Wolf's idea will go through. Republicans that control the eastern states legislature appear less than enthusiastic about the proposal, contending that there are better ways to use the American Rescue Plan funds. Like what? What would be better than helping out people that need the money? I mean, literally, this is stimulus money from the last stimulus package that went out to states that you're supposed to use for the stimulus, for stimulus, to help out people. And then when you give it to the people, they go and spend it in your state to help out. I mean, if they spend it on rent, it goes into the economy. If they spend it on food, it goes into your local economy. I mean, if they spend it on gas, it goes into your local economy. I mean, here, check this out. State Senator Devlin Robinson, a Bridgeville, Pennsylvania Republican, told CBS News that many of his GOP, Grand Old Party, which is an old nickname for Republican colleagues would like to spend the money on things like infrastructure instead of stimulus checks. Infrastructure. I'll get to infrastructure here in a second. But there are better ways to spend the money, the Republicans said. Out here in Pittsburgh, we have bridges falling around the city. We have a lot of closures. You don't need infrastructure money. You don't need to spend the stimulus money on infrastructure. The infrastructure package that was passed by Congress is going to all the states. In fact, they're probably getting the money now, or have recently got the money, or they're going to be getting the money soon. Remember that the over $1 trillion infrastructure package is paying for that. Roads, bridges, sewers, and infrastructure. Bipartisan. Republicans and Democrats passed it. Mitch McConnell from the Senate, Republican. That's the only reason that any Republicans even helped pass an infrastructure package. because it goes to infrastructure. Remember Congress and Infrastructure Week? They've been trying to pass infrastructure forever, and Democrats and Republicans, actually got together and passed infrastructure. So why would the Republicans from Pennsylvania say that they don't want to send out money to the people who need it? Instead, they'd want to fix bridges when they're going to have money for bridges coming anyways from the infrastructure package. This is what I don't understand sometimes about legislatures or legislators. It's just sometimes it just boggles my mind what people that are elected to do. Do they not understand what's going on here? I mean, if I understand what's going on, and I'm not even from their state, I'm one state over, but if I understand what's going on here on a general picture, just somebody let these guys know what's going on here. I mean, remember, there's like a lot of states that are passing stimulus checks, rebate checks, lowering taxes, pausing gas taxes, pausing grocery taxes. If you've been watching my show, you kind of have a rundown here of all these states that are doing it. You don't need to spend the money on bridges. I get that bridges need repaired all across the country. I get it. I'm well aware of that. It is true. Roads, trust me, the roads here in Ohio are terrible, absolutely terrible. But their money is coming for that for the infrastructure package. You don't spend the stimulus money that is supposed to help people on that. It's just ridiculous. And going back here to the federal stimulus checks, Congress needs to do something about this here as well. And what I have a feeling that the Republicans will not really vote anything here with the Democrats. Democrats will probably have to do it here themselves. Democrats didn't vote yes on the last stimulus package, last stimulus check either. So House Speaker Nancy Pelosi recently said that she prefers a stimulus check, a direct payment, instead of a pausing of the gas tax. However, a lot of Democrats are saying maybe we should just pause the gas tax as well. Either one would be good. Checks are better. I think we all know checks are better because, either one's good, but checks are better. I think we all kind of realize that if you get a check, it's direct relief. You can go and spend it on rent. You can spend it on food. You can spend it on medicine. You can buy food. You can buy anything, right? If they pause the federal gas tax, that would be good too. They could do that through the reconciliation process. Joe Manchin would probably be for that, to be honest, because it would lower gas. He might go for that. So that's a possibility. We'd have to see. We'd have to see here. So really, there's a lot of different possibilities here that they could do through the reconciliation process. So I'll keep you up to date here with a lot of different things. So, and remember, there's also executive order. President Biden said that, or sources say, and he just really came out just with renewed, basically almost confirming that he's going to be doing the executive order with the student loan forgiveness. There's over 40 million people that have student loans. Probably going to be doing $10,000 of student loan forgiveness here in the future, in the near future. So really big news on that. And when that goes through, that really just kind of rejuvenates the whole stimulus movement. And remember, we got really big elections coming up, not for the president, but almost everybody else, almost everybody else. So it really just kind of rejuvenates everything. And then we're also going to kind of have what I kind of call the Me Too movement, or What About Me movement, because when they do this student loan forgiveness movement, I think we're going to see a large movement of What About Me movement. I don't know what we're going to call it, but people who didn't get the student loan forgiveness, I think we're going to see a lot of, what do other people get? People who didn't get the student loan forgiveness, I think we're going to probably see some other type of debt forgiveness or other type of program for people who didn't qualify for the student loans. I just have a feeling it's going to happen. I just think that we're going to see some type of program, some type of movement, something for people who didn't qualify for the student loans. I just have a hunch on that. We'll see. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest video next. This bottom video is on $15 billion of rent assistance, mortgage assistance, and utility assistance that you can get right now. And this video is on new SNAP benefits and food benefits that you can get right now as well that you probably don't know about. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.